Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Madridista Notes. Nowadays, there is a sudden barrage of transfer updates coming on Real Madrid related players, and the Jude Bellingham story has resurfaced again in the German media outlets. One of the German media outlets, Bild, has reported that Real Madrid are now confident of winning the race to sign Jude Bellingham. Liverpool believe their chances are now only moderate, and according to Spanish outlet Marca, Real Madrid now consider Jude Bellingham an absolute priority. Everyone at the club wants him. So we are getting really conflicting reports every now and then. The German outlets are saying this. The English outlets are singing a different tune. The Spanish outlets are singing different tune. The English are saying that Liverpool are in the background, but Manchester City are the stronger opposition for Real Madrid. They have come out as the club who will fight for Jude Bellingham. The toughest fight will come from Manchester City. It is believed in the English media, some of the English media, some of them still believe Liverpool is leading the race. So whatever is the case, it is absolute uh, certainty. We can say it with absolute certainty that this signing will be really complicated, and it depends totally on the players and his family's choice. And Borussia Dortmund will definitely look for a bidding war when you have Manchester City, Liverpool, and Real Madrid, three of the best performing clubs in the last 5 seasons in the world of football, pining for the same player. You can definitely expect that the club is going to milk it for all it's worth. And as we are being so heavily linked to this player, let's jump on to some of the statistics and what it says about Jude Bellingham. What can we expect from Jude Bellingham if we sign him? Let's dive into it a little bit. Jude Bellingham, he is contracted to Borussia Dortmund until 30th of June 2025. So he has around 2.5 years more left in his contract, so it's the perfect time to sell him during the summer for Dortmund. They don't want him to go to his last year of his contract and lose his value. So yeah, he will definitely they will definitely look to offload him in the summer. His height is 188 centimeters, so that's a definite advantage in set pieces. If he can use his height better, of course, why not? So he is 19 years of age. Preferred foot is right, that we know, and the you can see that they already value him even in the apps at 94 million euros. So there is no way Borussia Dortmund is going to sell him for anything less than 120 million euros. And also has the English tax that that is super widely known in around the world when you're buying a British player and English player. Um, they're already overhyped, so you have to pay over the odds. And here they have specified his strength as positioning, long balls, and high pressing. He is That's why Klopp is really crazy about him. He is playing in German league, Bundesliga, and he is playing for Dortmund. The Bundesliga teams are typically high pressing teams. They play a high octane level of football. They like to press from the front and press really high up the pitch, leaving lots of gaps to exploit in defense. And we know about that. That's why it's always a goal fest most of the time in the Bundesliga, and that's why um, the English fans mostly on some of the other maybe La Liga fans call it Farmers League sometimes, but that's just banter most of the time. But I would say, yeah, because of the high pressing tactics and the reason that they leave so much gap behind, it's understandable that there will be goals in the match. So his positioning is really magnificent too. We have seen that he is a goal scoring midfielder because he positions himself so well uh, around the box that he goes into the right position in the right time, and he's a goal scoring midfielder, so that's another advantage. And he plays some nice long balls. I don't know about the amount of long balls. We'll have to check from the stats, but he plays some nice long balls. The thing that they haven't retained the weakness of Jude Bellingham. I feel like he is not as technically superior as someone like the midfielders that we currently rely on are Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and he is going to be taking the place of one of them in the midfield, and that will be Luka Modric. So he's still 19 years of old age, so he has room to grow. So we will have to wait and see how much he will grow as a player. But I don't know. Is it because I haven't really watched him as much, or is it because he is hyped to the heavens so much? I have some reservation about Jude Bellingham. Firstly, British players, when they play outside of England and mainly in Spain, we haven't seen them being that much of a hit, to be fair. So, a little bit of reservations, but the management is pushing for him really hard, and it looks like he is our main priority for the next summer. So we'll have to accept it if we, of course, sign him, but it will be really hard. Let's check. In the Bundesliga 2022-2023 season, so far this season, he has played a total of 15 matches and he has started a total of 15 matches. So he is a guaranteed starter. That's really impressive. Minutes per game is 90. He has been nominated in the Team of the Week twice, and you can see from his heat map he is up and down, pressing high, and then defending around the box. He is not someone who is like a defensive midfielder. That would be Chouameni. Chouameni's different positioning when in defense would be more around here. He is the more of the um, um, who would be more advanced midfielder like Luka Modric. He won't go as deep as you can see from here. He doesn't go as deep, so when in possession, he can drive and he can take his positions around the opposition's box and look for those juicy um, shots to take to score from the positioning that he is so superior at. That's one of his strengths. So from this heat map, we can see what kind of midfielder he is. He is, I would say, he isn't as industrious as Fede Valverde. Fede Valverde is more defensive minded. He has this season, of course, added goals to his game, but he has been really, really useful when it comes to the defensive side of the game, and he comes back and defenses as deep as around these areas. So He is more or less will be taking on the Modric role. So I am thinking that the management and the scouts who has provided the management with reports that we can maybe mold him as the successor to Luka Modric. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's check out some of the attacking stats of Jude Bellingham. He has scored 3 goals from 15 appearances. So if the trend continues, he will score, I think, around 7 or 8 goals minimum. I think um, by the end of the season, only in the league. That's of course scoring frequency is 450 minutes per goal, goals per game. Okay, shots per game is 2.1. So when he takes those positions around the box, he gets to take on around 2 shots per game. Shots on target is a little bit on the lower side. She will have to improve on that. Big chances missed, three. All right, definitely needs improving on that. Goal conversion 10%. Blah 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 blah. Let's check some of his passing stats. He has assisted twice, so he has 3 goals and 2 assists in 15 matches. I would say that's a good return for a midfielder. Touches 77, big chances created 4. That's good. Key passes 1.1. He should really improve on that. Accurate passes per game 83%. Own half 89%. Okay, opposition half 77%. Maybe he needs to improve on that a little bit. If he's playing the risky passes, so that would be understandable. But maybe he needs to definitely improve on that. Accurate long ball 66% average. I would say chipped passes accurate 63%. I would say need to improve on this a little bit, around 70% marks. I would say that would be better. And accurate crosses 30%. Definitely needs to. Definitely, I think he is one of his. We have found one of his weaknesses is crosses. He's not good with crosses at all. Let's check his defending attributes. Interception per game 1.4. All right, tackles per game 3.2. That's very good. We need that in midfield. We need some steel in midfield. We have Chouamani Valverde, and if we add Bellingham to that, we will have the industriousness, steel, and of course the technical ability of 3 of these players. So yeah, that's a really good combo. Looks like that's a really good combo. Position 1.2. Okay, dribbles per game. Needs to be. I think he isn't as qualified to be a dribbling midfielder as Modric. So we'll have to make do with that. He doesn't. It doesn't look like he is a dribbling kind of player. So yeah, we will miss that definitely. Clearance per game, 1.1. Okay. Successful dribbles, 60%. All right. Total duels won, 62%. Ground duels, 62%. You'll have to definitely improve on that. Aerial duels, 63% with his height. Yeah, definitely needs to improve on these duels won percentages. Fouls, positions lost, 16. Okay. So it looks like he has his strength and little bit of couple of weaknesses as he is still so young. He will add things to his attributes and qualities to his game as he ages and as he gathers the experience, as he uh, becomes more integrated and when he has more quality players all around him. So I think he will definitely improve and that would be, I think it would be a really, really good signing. We'll just have to see if we can complete this signing and the kind of money that's being quoted around. Yeah, there's nothing to scoff at. So that's my um, evaluation on Jude Bellingham. If we can sign him, I won't be unhappy with it. And he looks like really, really, really good player at 19 years of age with lots of room to grow. And if he feels like he needs to move back to England, in the ensuing years, as he is only 19. Even if he plays 5 6 years in Real Madrid, we can sell him from profit in England, of course, with the English tax. So yeah, let's move on to some other news right now. And I would say there are some other conflicting reports coming on from Portuguese outlets and Portuguese journalists during the day. We got some updates that Benfica are only willing to let Enzo Fernandez leave by release clause of 120 million euros, according to Sibasar. That's his Twitter handle. And earlier, the he broke this news that Real Madrid would go for Enzo Fernandez in January to activate the release clause for the summer. And so the release clause is 120 million euros, and he is saying this Twitter handle Sebasrur, and I checked, he is a Portuguese journalist. So if Real Madrid are willing to activate the release clause and we are going to go for him, that's 120 million euros. So around the same ballpark for Jude Bellingham. So really conflicting news all around. We are not definitely not going to go for both the midfielders. We will only go for one of them, as it's really costly deal. Both of them are going to be really costly deal. Enzo Fernandez is right now a World Cup winner. He is on the back of a really great World Cup campaign, so his value is really, really high. Benfica will just point to the release clause. Whichever club goes to negotiate with them with any price, they won't even negotiate. They won't even sit on the table unless the release clause is paid in full. There were some other rumors going on, and the Twitter handle uh, Pedrom Sepulveda has tweeted that reported that it is false that there is an agreement with any club for Enzo Fernandez. Real Madrid are interested. So we are seeing that it's coming out from the Portuguese media that Real Madrid are interested. They're willing to activate the release clause, and the release clause is 120 million euros. And the German media Bild and blah blah blah, they're saying Real Madrid will are serious about Jude Bellingham. So maybe we are keeping both options open. Both can be true because we are competing against two of the European juggernauts right now in Manchester City and Liverpool. They are not some mid-table clubs or clubs with financial restraints. They can do these deals if they want to. So these teams, I think, definitely can take one of these players for themselves, and we cannot really put all our um, bets in one basket. We'll have to keep both the options open. So if we miss out on one, maybe we will go for the other one. So it's understandable. And so, as we are also interested in Enzo Fernandez, let's check the stats for Enzo Fernandez as well, so we can compare a little bit what we will get from Enzo Fernandez, of course. Enzo Fernandez playing for Benfica, he moved only during the last summer window, and he's contracted until 2027, so 5-year contract, nothing to negotiate with. Will have to pay the full release clause. He's 20 years of age, Argentine. Right foot is preferred. He's 177 centimeters, so 11 centimeters was than Jude Bellingham. So the height will be, of course, less. But as a midfielder, Modric isn't that tall. But when it comes to duels, he is not a slouch either. And Enzo Fernandez is I would say is no slouch either. His player value is 34 million euros. I think they need to update it. It should be around at least 60 to 7 million euros right now, and no way Benfica is going to sell him for less than 100 million at the very minimum. Strength is playmaking and long balls, and that's what I have been hearing that he is really good at playmaking. And so, if you're looking at him, so maybe if Cruz doesn't extend his contract with us, maybe Enzo Fernandez will be molded as the successor to Cruz. That's one of the notions coming out of the Real Madrid fan base. So let's check out some of his statistics, and we can see in his Portuguese league, Liga Portugal, in the current season, his ratings look well, and his heat map, he occupies the area that look Tony Cruz occupies. So definitely, if we are gonna sign him, he would be molded as the successor to Tony Cruz. That's a definite possibility. So we can see he is goes a little bit more deeper as than Jude Bellingham, and he operates in a little bit more on the left side. Jude Bellingham operates all around the midfield from here to here and here to here. He doesn't go as much on the sides of the to the corners, but still, Enzo Fernandez looks like he covers a lot of ground while he's acting as the left central midfielder. So that's a good indication. He has played in 13 matches, started in all of 13 matches, so it looks like he is a guaranteed starter. 2 minutes per game is 79. That's good. So he is not someone who gets hooked regularly. So that's good. The coach has enough faith in him. Team of the week twice, just as Jude Bellingham. He has scored 1 goal from 13 matches. Understandable. He is more of the mold as a playmaker, so that's understandable. Scoring frequency is 100,029. Nothing to look at. Shots per game, twice, two. Okay. Shots on target per game, yeah, should definitely improve on that, because Cruz is someone who is not shy of taking the shot if the opportunity arises. So he should be looking to mold his game into better scoring chances when he gets better shots on target when he is presented with the opportunity. Big chances missed three. That's not good. He only scored 1 goal and missed three chances. He needs to improve on that. Goal conversion 4%. Really, really not. Yeah, scoring goals isn't his really his. Scoring goals isn't really his specialty. For definitely, it looks like. And there is nothing here. Goals from inside the box. All right. Okay, let's check out some of his passing abilities, and he has assisted tries. So as a playmaker, okay, that's good. That's encouraging, and I was expecting that. So he has scored once and assisted twice. So that's a good indication. That's good. 116 passes, big chances created 8. That's really good. Okay, I like it. I really like it. That's something you expect from a playmaker, and so he definitely is a playmaker. There is no doubt about it. Just from you cannot really say everything from stats, but it gives you a little bit of indication what kind of um, qualities the player can have. I'm not saying just you judge the player from the stats. Of course, you have to use your eyes 100%. But stats gives you indication. That's it. So we are just looking for the indication. What's his game's play style is, to get the idea what how he will operate in our midfield and where he will operate the best in our midfield. As we have seen, Jude Bellingham as the successor to Modric, and as we can see, Enzo Fernandez maybe a successor to Cruz. So they're definitely two different profiles. We shouldn't really confuse the two. We shouldn't really make it look like, same. Just because they're midfielder, they're the same move. They're totally different. We can see from even just from these normal stats, we can see definitely. And if you watch them play, they are two different kind of players. Key passes two, accurate passes per game 90%. That's very good. Accurate passes own half 93%. Opposition of 86%. Okay, really, really good. That's something I would say really encouraging, and I'm loving it so far. Accurate long balls 77%, cheap passes 65, and accurate crosses 39. Okay, so far so good in the passing categories. He is someone that's really can be a master in the passing category. So okay, definitely satisfactory. When it comes to defensive aspect of the game, interceptions per game 1, tackles per game 2, position 1 0.5, dribble past 1.2. He definitely needs to improve on that. Error led to shot twice. Okay, that's not good. Definitely needs to curb on the errors. Interceptions, I would say he needs to improve on that definitely a lot. Tackles, maybe all right, and position one definitely needs to improve that aspect of his game too. Successful dribbles 50%, total duels won 46%, ground duels 48, and aerial duels 35%. Understandable, aerial duels won. Ground duels needs to improve on that. Position loss 13. Okay, so that's it on Enzo Fernandez, and as I'm thinking, his stocks are so high. I don't know how much. I think it's the these two signings are gonna be astronomical fees. So 100 million, 120 million. Right now, the market is so situated, so crazy that you have to pay these prices if you want the player. So I won't be against this signing too. They're really young players, young midfielders who are proving that they have the potential to be world class in 2, 3, 4 seasons. So yeah, I wouldn't be having any problems with signing either Enzo Fernandez or Jude Bellingham. Both have potentials and both will give us something that we will miss once Modric and Cruz decides to just move on with their careers. So that's it on Enzo Fernandez. And let's check on something more. Maybe let's check if there is some other news. I definitely checked. Oh, yeah, there is something else from the outlet The Globo. Real Madrid, while working on Enric deal, also scouted Velez, Sarsfield's Gianluca Prestiani multiple times. Talks were held with his agent Ronaldo Zarate, ex-Real Madrid player. So I think that's definitely a Brazilian, 16-year-old, another Brazilian kid. So yeah, Brazilian kids and Real Madrid. Yeah, we are definitely gonna keep um, going for them until one of them just becomes fills the whole of Neymar. Vinicius is going on that route, but we will and see. And expected 11 versus Real Valladolid, according to Dario AS. That's too early to really even talk about it. I don't know why they already tweeted about it. So yeah, I'm not even gonna say it because it's too early. We don't know what the physical side aspect or mental aspect of the players who just finished World Cup and came back in training. Could be maybe they won't be physically ready, maybe they won't be mentally ready. Maybe we'll have to bring on some Castilla players to plug the gaps. It could be anything. There is still today's 21st, 22nd, already 22nd, yeah, and the match is on 30th, so still 9 days, full 9 days. So we will have to wait and see, and that's it for now. That's all the updates that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, you have enjoyed the show, and if you have enjoyed the show, kindly like, subscribe, and comment. Hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, wherever you are. See you next time.